welcome back. Hopefully. Let me try to get reset here with a new live. It's going to be one of those nights. So the spoon did get rinsed, just so you know. Hey, Sala. Welcome back, Juju. The spoon did get rinsed. And I didn't realize I was stuck. Hopefully we're not stuck anymore. Yay, spoon, right? So, Sala, if you weren't here, I got stuck in a loop after I re-inked my stamp pad. All right, so hopefully, I'm not showing that you all are back, so hopefully I'm not still stuck. I'm just trying to pull up the live on my computer now again. All right, part 2. Welcome. You're not awake, but you're here. Well, I'm glad you're here. We're just doing an easy paper pumpkin kit. They're not available in Finland, but you know, you might like the designs, and you know, you could order a kit from me or somebody else and we could mail it to you. All right, so we're gonna do some tear and tape for the instructions here. And I will try to watch more closely to see if I stall. I can see the computer screen out of the corner of my eye, and I could also see my iPad, which looked like it was doing all right, but it just might have not caught up. Yeah, Sally, we usually have, if I'm sure you ladies are like me, I have a lot of things in my stash. You can make something that's pretty close. All right, so this, we'll make sure I'm putting it on the card right, because you know me. Every once in a while I put it on the card so that it opens the wrong way. And all I would do in that instance is I could either heat up my adhesive and take it apart, or I think it's probably just my internet. Every once in a while it happens. One night, what did I go out? 2 or 3 times I had to restart. It was a little frustrating, but it is what it is. So the spoon got rinsed off, Apple. I re-inked. This one was the re-inked one, so it turned out a little bit darker than the others. And this is where we're at. We just put some tear and tape on this layer, and that's about it. So you didn't miss a whole lot. So on here with the Merry Christmas, if you can see the instructions, it's telling me to put a dimensional over here and then a piece of tear and tape here. So I will try to follow those instructions, at least on the first one. Oh, yeah, you need to share that, Sala. We would love to see that. All right, and then this, I'm just using some scrappy dimensionals I have. And I like to just kind of burnish my tear and tape on my paper, just so it doesn't peel off real easily. And then let's take these tree pieces. So this one with the 5 is going to get dimensionals and glue dots. And what did I just do with that? Oh, here we go. So we'll do 1, 2, and 3, like the instructions show. And your dimensionals will look a little nicer just because I'm using the edges of mine. And then we're going to do 3 glue dots. Hopefully we won't get stuck in a loop again. I know the first time it happened, I was getting a little flustered and frustrated. My mother used to always say flustered, and I used to kind of tease her about it. All right, and then this piece, we're going to, I guess we can break into this now because I think I've done, oh, here. So this one we're going to put a couple in the middle. That'll be fine. Use up that pad. And then we'll put 2 on the bottom here. And then 2 glue dots. I'm going to have to get a new roll of glue dots out pretty soon too. It was funny because I was getting frustrated. Oh. You know, I don't know if anybody else has spectrum or if that's unique to this area. But it usually is pretty stable. And sometimes they'll give me notification that it's out and sometimes not. And then this one we just need a couple of dimensionals. So Yudo, no, Lori, just the way it looped. I was going to say, am I looping again? But it doesn't look like it. It looks like I'm good on my end. Hi, Bonnie. Welcome. We're just doing an easy kit. All right, so let's see what we have to do here. We are going to take these backings off of here. And, oh, I need the star too. I need a dimensional on the star. And my dimensional is kind of big. Either that or I just didn't put it on the right way, which could be the case. So I'm just going to trim some of this off of here so it doesn't hang over the edge. It might be hanging over a little bit, but that's all right. Alrighty, where are we at here? So our star is going to go up here. Then we're going to have this piece. And I'm just kind of laying these out so I can see for sure. Now this has the glue dots already activated, so that's going to kind of go there. And that'll go there. That'll be good. All right. We'll be good. And see, that's fine. Yeah, mine did actually, when I looked at it again, it was stuck on the poor little spoon. But I assure you, the spoon got rinsed. Yeah, sometimes you gotta fussy cut something, right? Keep Juju happy. But I believe that is the only fussy cutting I am doing tonight. All right, this is really pretty with the, and this is all that velvet. And how I want my star going with the point up at the top, I guess. I suppose I could have done it with the tall point at the top, huh? We'll just carefully peel that off of there, because there is actually a tall point, so we'll put that up near the top. All right, and then we put some of our gems on here. So, oh, and I need to put the Merry Christmas on here too. And that's coming right over here with that dimensional just hanging off enough. And the glue dot, or the tear and tape, I suppose it would help if I took the tear and tape backing off of there. All right, that can go there. And then we'll put some little sequins on here. Surprised that stuck. Part of the glue dot got left behind. There we go. So the instructions tell us to do one big one and two little ones, and it's got a little one right over here under the Merry Christmas. I don't know if I like it there. I guess we'll put it there. I'll try to follow the instructions. All right, so there's card number 1. Pretty cute. Pretty easy. Pretty quick. All right, so we'll put that one right there. Now let's go to the next card. And we're going to do Joy to the World. So we can pretend that we read them. Or we can be like the guys and just don't even touch them. Because who needs instructions, right? So I need to find the stamp set. Here it is. And we want To the World. And here's one because it can, you know, you could actually round this because the photopolymer is quite flexible. You can make these very shapely if you want to. I don't know if that'll fit on here. Well, it will fit on there. My little block here. All right. And To the World is going right at the bottom of the Joy outline. Hopefully I'm on camera. It looks like I am. Okay. And then these are going to have tear and tape on them. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on them and let them dry. Well, I can understand if you're putting a cat tower together. I will have to, the 2 tables that I have to put together in my studio space, I will be using the instructions. All right. Now with this glue, I'm just going to let it set so that it turns clear. And then they will be like repositional stickers. I've mentioned that a couple of times recently. All right, so we'll be done with that for now. And then we'll put some dimensionals on the back of here once we put those letters on. And then we need 2 of these. And we'll put dimensionals. Oops. I don't want to have to fussy cut any more adhesive. And this will go here. And let's go ahead and burnish this. I'm going to set that off to the side so I don't mess with those glue pieces. Well, the Hallmark moment, Sala, is, so Hallmark is a company here that does like greeting cards, and there's actually Hallmark movies, and they're usually sentimental, like chick flicks. So if you're having a Hallmark moment, it's kind of a sweet, sentimental kind of moment. And maybe that was reference to you and Amanda making a card. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the cookie part though. All right, so we can do tear and tape on this piece. I don't know if they have Hallmark stuff in places other than the US. I never thought about it. So Apple, were you referring to her having made a card with her daughter for the Hallmark moment or not? Maybe I was not on mark with what you meant. Oh, it looks like this is going to be a landscape card. So I suppose it's a good thing I paid attention to that. And these are going to go here and here. Hey, Pam. Those will go there. Got it. Yeah, I'm just doing a simple kit tonight, Pam. I have like insurance brain. I was working on lining up new insurance most of the day, comparing plans and whatnot. So that's going to go there. These are not quite transparent yet, but they're not super liquidy either. They're kind of set. I like that. And then we need to put some dimensionals on the back of here too. So if I follow the instructions, we will do here, here, kind of the obvious big places. Yeah, that joy is really cute. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dimensional backings pulled off. Oh, I suppose I should put it right side up though. So that's going to go in the middle-ish. Now, this needs to go underneath. So let's let's go ahead and peel these off. And then when I put the joy here, ah, well, that's good, Bonnie. It should make you feel inspired to create. I'm glad. All right, so those will go there. And then this one, and they flip, so it's the exact same piece, so you can't pull the wrong piece. And you just turn it around. So this will go, I'm gonna just go ahead and lay that down here, kind of where it belongs. And then this will go, I think I have, let's move it over there a little bit. This will go like here. All right, let's find our embellishments. And those, I'm going to actually use my Take Your Pick tool because the glue dot was coming on the back of these because I'm not always real gentle when I peel them off. With my Take Your Pick tool, they just slide off nice and easy. So we'll just put that there, and then two smaller ones up here. Well, that's pretty cute too. And for those of you that came in late, this is all velvet enhanced imagery on there. So this coordinates with that, the velvet, I don't even remember what it was called now. The all season velvet paper. So fun, fun, fun. I didn't think I'd like the velvet as much as I do, but I really like that velvet paper. And Pam and, well, Bonnie, you came in later too. This was, Apple had asked about how the velvet paper die cuts. So it die cuts very clearly, cleanly, even with smaller images, and it embosses really nicely as well. So that's a card that we did a while back with the velvet paper. All right. So there is card number 2. So let's pull out card number 3. So basically, if this card kit is $27, you get 9 kits. That's $3 a kit. Or $3 a card, I mean. And it's handmade. So 11 p.m., you're 2 hours behind me here in Wisconsin. All right, so let's pull the instructions for card number 3 and see how that looks. And I'm just going to put all my adhesive over on one side because I'm losing it. All right, so now we're going to look at Deck the Halls. So Bonnie, you got 1 a.m. Yeah, that's what time I am here in Wisconsin. And I like to put my sentiments usually cockeyed on my block just so that I don't 2 in the morning. Okay, so you're an hour ahead of me. So you're like Eastern time for us in the United States. I put my stamps when there's a sentiment on here. And I put them cockeyed because I don't want to watch the block to try to keep things straight. I want to watch my stamp to keep them straight. All right. So hopefully I can keep it straight, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp all of these again. Oregon is over Pacific time. My grandmother used to live in California. All right, we will do Deck the Halls. Almost seems like it should be in red. So I think I'm going to do 2 in the pecan pie. And then maybe one red and one green. That one got a little crooked. There's only 3 cards, so maybe I won't use that one. We'll act like I didn't do that one crooked. So let's go ahead. So if you're in Oregon, is that why, Pam, you were doing the dual crafting lives? Were you at somebody else's place and you were both crafting? I'm going to go get red and garden green, I think. Yep, garden green. I'll be right back. The garden green did not want to comply. Good night, Apple. Thanks for popping in. Actually, I have a pumpkin pie in my refrigerator that my husband picked up at the store. It's a pumpkin pie from Costco. Are you familiar with the pumpkin pies from Costco, anybody? They are literally as big as a steering wheel, and they're only $5.99. Just saying. So, anyway, good night, Apple. Thanks for popping in. All right, let's do Deck the Halls in green. And then, you've never had pumpkin pie. Oh, with whipped cream. They, you've never had pumpkin pie, huh? Do you have like spiced pumpkin pie, like pumpkin pie filling in the can by you? You're picky about pie? Oh, I didn't realize you did that every Friday, because it seemed like maybe I was watching replays, because it seemed like there were a couple of days in a row that you had the what I would call like dueling crafting. And you were asking your companion, whoever it was, your co-crafter, you were asking questions, so that's fun. All right, so we'll try red, green, and pumpkin pie. Oh, hello, Nicole. Sorry I missed you. Everybody's saying hello, so sorry. Welcome to you from Wisconsin. All right, so we're just doing a simple paper pumpkin kit. And unfortunately, I realize that's not available in Australia, but Stampin' Up! Is working on getting these in other markets. I think part of the problem is because these are subscription. I don't know how they would make sure that things are getting to those markets timely enough for like this one for Christmas. So hopefully they'll get that worked out. Okay, let's go back to this one. That's the one we're on. So we've got the Deck the Halls. We're going to take our backing piece and put some tear and tape on that. And I like these kits, both paper pumpkin kits and the Kits Collection kits. When I travel, like when I went to Raleigh, I took the Beautiful Blues kit, and every night because we were traveling, every night I had my little camera set up. It was haphazard, but you know, it got me through. I used that kit and I made the kit cards, and then I made alternative cards the entire time I was gone. So that was the beauty of having the kit. I took a few extra pieces, but I was able to do enough different things with that kit. And we were gone I'm thinking at least 10 days. All right, so this will go on here. Hopefully centered. Kitty Fight Club. Well, Nicole, it's a dessert when you add lots of sugar to it, and not paprika, nutmeg. All right, Yuta, you go have fun with your cats. Don't get clawed. Thanks for popping in. All right. So we will take one of these, and one of these, and one of these. And we need, on this one, some tear and tape in the middle. And some glue dots on these little scalloped edges. Now the benefit of using like the glue dots off of here, you can actually kind of just peel them off and you can see right where you're laying them. So I suppose there are some benefits to that. I just get used to using the ones on the rolls. But these are actually pretty convenient. They're a little bit smaller than my regular glue dots. Yes, it is an easy vegetable to grow, and I give them to my chickens. I don't think you were on when I said, I don't remember who even asked about it. I think Apple asked about me carving a pumpkin. And I said, oh, I had my chickens do mine. I did it when my granddaughter was here. We poked some holes with a fork to make like the two eyes for the pumpkin, and then we made a mouth, not with all the like the teeth designs and that in it for the pumpkin face, but then we jabbed so that parts of the pumpkin skin were like, if you have an abrasion, you know how it's lifted up like that. And then we put it out for the chickens and they poked it. So I'm going to try to remember to post post either pictures on my Facebook page and or video on my YouTube. I think that would be funny. I did just a couple of short videos with them pecking out the face to carve the pumpkin. Oh yeah, I have a lasagna soup that uses zucchini actually too. This is going to go over like this, I guess. And it gives the appearance of potatoes, but oops, that doesn't work. I have to put this on top of the ornament. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Ooh, crisis averted. All right, well, let's try this again. So this is going on dimensionals. Oh, it was fun. I saw it. It came across my Facebook feed where somebody had suggested it. And one of my friends who recently got chickens, she gave one to her chickens about a week or so ago. And she has new chickens, so they're not fully into their raptorness yet. So they were much slower at getting their face pecked out. My girls had it done in a couple hours. They had a good old time with that. All right, so let's put this down first. And now we can put this down. Well, that was almost a mess. All right, there we go. And then this piece, we need a couple of dimensionals here and here. We are having a good time with our chickens. And some of mine are quite, I won't say snuggly, but affectionate. They're kind of affectionate, some of mine. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the end of here. It doesn't indicate as such, but I don't want that just flopping around because whoever I give it to is probably not going to be careful when they put it back in the envelope, and it'll probably get messed up. All right, we'll just put a little layer on there. And then this goes right about here. And then I'm just going to hold that down. Well, thanks for stopping in, Pam. Get some sleep. Are you driving? You want to make sure you got plenty of sleep if you're driving home. All right, and let's put our deck the halls. So we have the pecan pie version. We have the garden green version. All right, well, get good sleep so you can drive home safely. I hope you have decent travels and little traffic. How's that? So what color are we thinking? The real red, the garden green, or the pecan pie, which would be with the directions. You're welcome, Pam. And then we can put more of our sequins on here. And let's see, in a big one. And then a couple of the smaller ones. I actually want mine over there. All right, pretty soon I'm just going to have to decide on a color. Oh, you like the red. Okay, red it is. So we need, I'm going to put just a half dimensional on this one. They call for a dimensional, but I think if I put a whole one, it's going to hang over the edge. So I'm going to make sure I just put like an end piece there, and then a glue dot over here, and I'm going to put 2 glue dots. And that might be why I like to use my rolled glue dots too, because then I don't have to take the backings off. Yeah, that'll work. And then I think I'm going to roll up a glue dot to put it under there because that's kind of lifting up. And again, I don't want it to make a mess or ruin the card when somebody's trying to get it back in the envelope. Now this might not work quite as well. Oh, there we go. And I'm just going to put that right under this edge here. There we go. All right. So there we go. 3 cards. Three cards and a lot of chit chat. All right, so all the parts and pieces you need are in the kit. You don't need anything extra except whatever tools you like to work with. like my take your pick tool, which I don't think I could live without, which is why I have 7 or 8 of them. All right. I'm cleaned up even, pretty much. So maybe I'll do a little alternate work on these, maybe not, I don't know. But one of these days I will get some pictures on my Facebook page, which is also Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. And you can go visit me there and see if I come up with some alternates. If I do, I might just show them here too, but I don't think it's going to be tomorrow because I've got to get my tables put together. I'm having my goals night out on Thursday evening. Friday I have to go to the college and work with the girls. Saturday I'm teaching a CPR class all day. Sunday I have I'm supposed to have team time, but I don't know if any of my local gals are coming. And I think that might be it for the next few days. That's as far ahead as I can think right now. So thank you all for popping in. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know. Good thing I'm retired. You're not kidding. Good night, everybody. And I will see you like, I don't know, 22-ish hours, I'm guessing. Somewhere around there, right? Sleep well, those of you that are heading into nighttime, and have a good day, those of you that have already started your day. Happy crafting, everybody.